Hello everyone. Welcome to my YNR 24 spoilers. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Sharon and Nick are dealing with a well-known trauma. Welcome to the Young and the Restless Daily YPP for a brief, you're almost halfway through, recap of the most incredible, or what the hell did we just watch, moments from today's episode. Now, let's get started. The Young and the Restless events. Sharon Case on The Young and the Restless as Sharon. For Nick and Sharon on The Young and the Restless, it's like old times again. Even though we haven't met the new Noah yet, a vehicle accident in Los Angeles seems to be seriously endangering his life. Veteran YNR fans remember Cassie's death after she was injured in a car accident. The enamored adolescent attempted to drive a drunk Daniel home from a party, but lost control of the vehicle and crashed it. Noah is now the one whose life is at danger. At first, poor Sharon was all by herself in Los Angeles, with no one to turn to for help. Thankfully, Nick showed there and calmed his obviously agitated ex-wife. Since Noah is carrying on the Newman lineage, we highly doubt that YNR will bump off this legacy figure. Would he actually be bumped off by the show's recasting? Not likely. However, Chance's death was connected to the Chancellor family. However, we believe Noah will survive. When Nick and Sharon entered their son's recovery room, they discovered that he was heavily bandaged and in need of a breathing tube. Hopefully, Noah recovers quickly enough to be incorporated into the soap opera's plot. Do you want further information? We've got you. The greatest comprehensive YNR recaps may be found online at Soap Central. You may even read all of them from more than 30 years ago. We also provide daily spoilers if you are unable to wait for the next episode. The best part is that we want to know whether you agree or disagree. Whatever you do this weekend, please remember to read the 2 scoops for some chuckles. It's the closest thing to a watching party without actually being a show. Leave a comment below, as usual. Nikki decides to handle things herself. The Young and the Restless Thursday, October 16th, 2025. Episode spoilers are provided here. The Young and the Restless next episodes. The Young and the Restless Nikki Newman is played by Melody Thomas Scott. Nikki Newman doesn't tolerate her family's suffering. She is going to act if she feels that they are in danger. Nikki is aware that Nick has hurried to Los Angeles to be with his son, his ex-girlfriend Sharon, and Noah's mother after Noah was involved in a vehicle accident. Watch for Nikki to take action on Thursday's show, whether it means booking a plane herself or ensuring Noah gets access to the best medical professionals in Los Angeles. Reunited. Cameron Grimes and Kate Fairbanks on The Young and the Restless. Because of the predicament Mariah found herself in during her work trip last summer, Tessa has been extremely concerned that she is in over her head. Instead of letting Mariah leave her life, Tessa is committed to solving her riddle and wants to show her that she can rely on her. Keep an eye out for Tessa's visit to Mariah on Thursday's show. Will Mariah allow Tessa's care for her to penetrate her heart? Mariah's goal had been to push Tessa away. She feels that her actions, which she admitted almost killed a man, cannot be undone. There must be more to this tale, though. When Mariah and Tessa meet, maybe she will tell more. The Nighttime Strangers. On The Young and the Restless, Joshua Morrow portrays Nick, while Sharon Case plays Sharon. Noah's illness has caused Nick and Sharon to become distressed. Thankfully, the young man has recovered from surgery, but he is still in danger. They are in an unfamiliar city and going through a really difficult situation. They require a companion. They will meet a mysterious visitor on Thursday's show. Even if that seems sinister, is it possible that this newcomer will be a friend rather than an enemy? Sharon and Nick are now at risk. Even though they could be in need of assistance, right now, they might not be receptive to it. Does this character have any connection to the other Los Angeles set plotline of the show, which involve Holden, Kyle, and Claire, Noah's cousin? To discover out, tune in. An in-depth examination of love, loss, and legacy on The Young and Restless. Nick and Sharon Newman have experienced more heartbreak, redemption, and cyclical tragedy than any other couple in soap opera history. Their tale continues to be one of the most enduring emotional touchstones of The Young and the Restless, spanning from their star-crossed origins as high school sweethearts in Genoa City to the loss of their daughter Cassie, and the devastating news that their son Noah's life is in jeopardy. The past and present intersect in eerily familiar ways in this most recent storyline. Longtime admirers can feel the déjà vu. When Sharon collapses in a hospital hallway while holding Nick's arm while medical professionals struggle to save Noah's life, it brings up memories of their younger, more innocent, and equally broken selves. The night Cassie's heart stopped beating. This new chapter forces them to face the trauma they never really put behind, acting as a mirror and a reckoning. An unsettling reverberation of Cassie's demise. One of the pivotal moments in daytime television history occurred in 2005 when Cassie's heartbreaking story was first presented on The Young and the Restless. The way that Cameron Grimes portrayed Cassie's last moments, whispering, "This is all my fault," is still ingrained in viewers' collective memories. Nick and Sharon were irrevocably changed by that scene, which destroyed their marriage, changed their religious beliefs, and redefined their role as parents. 20 years later, it feels like history is about to happen again. All of Noah's repressed emotions have been rekindled by his vehicle accident in Los Angeles. This analogy is not avoided in the script. On the contrary, it is embraced. When Sharon first hears the news, she reacts viscerally. "No," she says in a tremulous tone. "Avoid it once more. Not my child." Her thoughts immediately return to the antiseptic hospital room where Cassie was lying with her heartbeat slipping away as Nick struggled to remain strong, hooked to machines. The weight of déjà vu is nearly too much for Nick to endure. His chest constricts as he observes the medical professionals encircling Noah's bed. He feels the crippling shame that fathers frequently bear during times of crisis as he remembers every error, every disagreement, every unsaid worry. He recalls an unjust, grieving-driven response that shattered their love. He blamed Sharon for Cassie's death years earlier. He now stands next to Sharon again and makes a secret promise to never make the same mistake twice. There is no greater emotional stake. In addition to being a nostalgic throwback, The Young and the Restless is revisiting one of its most agonizing episodes as a study in growth and healing. It's about how people evolve throughout time, yet grief never really goes away. The scene's emotional architecture. This episode's tone and pacing are expertly written. In both a literal and symbolic sense, the hospital setting resembles a time capsule. Every silence is filled with the hum of machines and the harsh, sterile lighting. Time seemed to have stopped around Nick and Sharon. Sharon is already in Los Angeles when Nick first gets there, confused, agitated, and by herself. Her hands are shaking so badly that she can hardly grip her phone as she paces outside the intensive care unit. Though silent, her tears never stop. She had the agony of a mother reliving every moment of her child's existence, from his first steps to his final voicemail, and the director lingers on her face. Nick then appears, his face pallid and out of breath from the journey. Without hesitation, he snatches her into his arms as soon as he spots her. Decades of history, love, treachery, forgiveness, and the unbreakable link of shared loss are carried in this embrace. In order to give viewers time to process the moment's significance, the camera moves slowly around them. Muscle memory, not melodrama, is what happens as Sharon sobs and collapses onto Nick's chest, saying she can't do this again. When trauma reappears after years of suppression, it looks like this. Nick doesn't say anything at first. "He's strong, Sharon," he whispers as he squeezes her even more. And for the first time in a long time, Nick is shown to be both a parent and a guardian. He is not the playboy or the businessman who once assured Sharon that they would get through everything together. The story of Noah, a link across generations. Lucas Adams's arrival as the recast Noah Newman signifies a generational shift rather than just a casting change. For Nick and Sharon, Noah has long represented hope and redemption following Cassie's passing. Therefore, his accident goes right to the core of that heritage. Although we haven't seen much of Adam's portrayal of Noah yet, the first indications point to a more thoughtful, mature man who is caught between emotional instability and creative desire. Genoa City rumors had suggested that Noah's life in Los Angeles was difficult, that he had been enjoying a lavish lifestyle, and that he might have been concealing anguish behind the glitz and glamour of the art world. All of that is brought to light by the catastrophe. Was he preoccupied? Did foul play occur? Was his car sabotaged by someone? The show doesn't jump to any conclusions, but it does hint at these possibilities. Rather, it maintains the emphasis on the human drama, namely on the parents who are left to deal with the fallout. For Sharon, Noah's injuries evokes shame in addition to anxiety. She questions whether her distance following his move to Los Angeles should have been a warning indication of worry. Left him exposed. Nick feels a different kind of remorse since he believes he has spent too much time running Newman Enterprises and not enough time being a father. These unsaid regrets turn the hospital room into a furnace. Both parents cast their own unresolved sorrow onto Noah while he is unconscious. It serves as a clear reminder that family, flawed, lovely, complex family, has always been at the heart of the young and the restless. Nikki Newman, the moving matriarch. Back in Genoa City, Nikki Newman is once again the lifeblood of the Newman family, while Nick and Sharon deal with their loss in Los Angeles. Melody Thomas Scott gives her scenes a balance of authority and elegance. Nikki's first response upon hearing of Noah's accident is, "Noah is my grandson. I refuse to watch helplessly as my family disintegrates." Nikki's innate desire to take action is what makes her unique. She is a mother who has devoted decades to safeguarding her family, sometimes from outside dangers and other times from within. Her choice to intervene, whether it is by making travel arrangements or contacting the top surgeons in Los Angeles, demonstrates the Newman matriarch's unwavering resilience. Even though it isn't shown in this specific script, her relationship with Victor is very noticeable. It's easy to see Victor advising caution and possibly wanting to handle things discreetly, while Nikki's feelings take precedence over everything protocol. A mother who has witnessed her children go through cycles of love, sorrow, and redemption, and who is resolved to end the pattern, even if it means facing the storm herself, is deftly positioned by the writers as the link between generations. Tessa and Mariah, a secret-tested love. The young and the restless keeps advancing the plot between Mariah Copeland and Tessa Porter in parallel to the Newman family issue. Recent decisions have strained their partnership, which was once the soap opera's emblem of contemporary romance and inclusivity. Mariah's admission that she nearly killed a man is a psychological earthquake rather than merely a story twist. She feels alone because of her guilt, which makes her push Tessa away in the mistaken belief that she is defending her. However, Tessa's decision to rejoin Mariah illustrates the exact reverse of what we saw with Nick and Sharon. Their struggle to maintain their relationship before tragedy separates them. The primary plot is well reflected in the wording here. Mariah and Tessa are being offered the opportunity to rewrite their tragedy, just as Sharon and Nick are being made to relive theirs. Intimate, tense, and unvarnished, their reunion scene depicts two souls connected to one another despite their fears, like magnets. As a thematic echo of what Sharon needed to hear years ago, Tessa's words to Mariah, "You don't have to carry this alone," reverberate. The lessons that Nick and Sharon formerly failed to learn are being subtly transmitted to the following generation, demonstrating the obvious symmetry of generational relationships. The Nighttime Stranger. Next up is the Thursday episode's most intriguing feature, the enigmatic stranger. When this figure shows up, Sharon and Nick are at their lowest point, tired and emotionally spent. Although the character's identity is kept a secret in the script, the possibilities are intriguing. Could it be someone who was involved in Noah's mishap? A physician connected to Holden Novak? Or even a connection to the twin Los Angeles storylines of Kyle Abbott and Claire Grace? In a symbolic sense, the stranger stands for uncertainty, the unknowable hand of fate that frequently leads characters on the young and the restless in unexpected places. Meeting this individual might be the start of a longer story for Nick and Sharon, one that links them to the ongoing LA arc. This decision is excellent from the standpoint of storytelling. It enables the program to broaden both geographically and philosophically, fusing mystery and emotional healing. The stranger might even be someone from Sharon's past, according to fan theories. They could be a previous therapist, a parent who lost a kid, or someone who's aware of the more sinister circumstances surrounding Noah's tragedy. In any event, the scene adds suspense and hope to the story, illustrating how unexpected kinds of healing can occasionally manifest. Thematic resonance, painful and redemptive cycles. The thematic coherence of this arc is what makes it so captivating, not just the poignant performances or historical allusions. Repetition has always been a powerful storytelling technique on the young and the restless. The same moral challenges, the same families, the same love and betrayal patterns. However, there are chances for growth within those repeats. Nick and Sharon broke apart after Cassie passed away. They attacked, placed blame, and turned to others for comfort. However, now that Noah's life is in jeopardy, they have the opportunity to make other decisions. The pain of losing a kid lingers like a scar and never goes away. This time, however, they confront it as grieving partners rather than as shattered ex-lovers. This change in maturity is gently emphasized in the narrative. Their conversation is realistic, grounded, and restrained. Two people are holding to one another against the wave of uncertainty. There is no exaggerated shouting or unwarranted accusations. The plot is particularly poignant because of this subdued power. It's a reflection on the enduring power of love, not in its flaming youth, but rather in its seasoned, unwavering form. Meta-narrative, the program, self-reflecting. This episode also has an intriguing meta-feel. It appears that the show is conscious of its own legacy. In the Your After Program Pondering segment, the narrator acknowledges the profound impact the Cassie plot had on the characters and the viewer by combining humor and devotion. Both literal and metaphorical statements can be found in phrases like, "It's déjà vu for Nick and Sharon." They recognize the viewers and the show's common memory. Not only are devoted viewers witnessing a fresh catastrophe, but they are also reliving a past trauma. This makes The Young and the Restless more than just a soap opera. It becomes a history of shared emotions between the audience and the show. The recap even invites fans to join, discuss, and provide comments, breaking the fourth wall a little. After more than 50 years of broadcasting, the series' interactive storytelling, which blends nostalgia with contemporary emotion, maintains it relevant in society. Joshua Morrow and Sharon Case's legacy. It would be impossible to talk about this plot without complimenting Joshua Morrow and Sharon Case's performances. Few pairs are able to convey the depth of emotion that their decades-long on-screen chemistry offers. Sharon's sadness is hauntingly vulnerable because of Case in particular. The kind of sorrow that words cannot express is conveyed by every quiver in her voice and every moment when her eyes glaze over. As though Sharon Newman has grown older with the audience, learning, breaking, and healing in real time, her performance has a lived-in quality. Her performance is flawlessly complemented by Morrow's. Because of life experience, humility, and empathy, Nick is no longer the impetuous young man he once was. He seems to have finally figured out how to show love without having to make all the repairs, as evidenced by the way he consoles Sharon. Collectively, they represent the show's central theme of resiliency. Examining the future, what will happen next? A number of uncertainties remain as The Young and the Restless enters the next stage of this plot. Will Noah wake up with a secret about the crash, guilt, or memory loss? When Victor and Nikki are completely involved, how will they react? Could the enigmatic stranger indicate that the accident wasn't an accident or connect to the Holden, Kyle, and Claire storyline in Los Angeles? Most significantly, how will Nick and Sharon's relationship be affected by this experience? Will their love be renewed by their shared trauma, or will it put them to the test once more? Emotional continuity is essential to soap operas, and this arc has all the makings of a compelling long-term narrative. It is about forgiveness, redemption, and the age-old dilemma of whether love can endure the lingering effects of the past. In conclusion, Genoa City's Pulse. Ultimately, this plotline serves as a reminder of why, even after 50 years, The Young and the Restless is still relevant. Family is more important than corporate drama or power battles. It has to do with how people break and then reconstruct. It concerns how trauma has the power to both change and destroy us. From young parents to grieving souls to two individuals learning to live again. Nick and Sharon's path has come full circle. The emotional fallout will reshape them again, regardless of Noah's survival, which is highly likely given that this is daytime television. In the last scene, Sharon stands over her son's hospital bed and pleads, "You have to come back to us, Noah. We still need you," is a pledge to the audience as well as a mother's appeal. That love will always find a way to get them through whatever hardships they face. And that is what keeps Genoa City's heart throbbing more than any twist or recast.